It starts with a glare across a hallway, an insult muttered under the breath, a tension so sharp it cuts through every shared space. Hate isn't a feeling you fake, especially not when it burns as hot as lust. Twisted Hate by Ana Huang is a deliciously steamy enemies with benefits romance that shoves to people who can't stand each other into a storm of temptation they can't escape. Beneath every insult is a dare. Beneath every smirk is a promise. This isn't love at first sight. This is hate that simmers long enough to turn to heat that neither of them can deny. Jules Ambrose is the kind of woman who never backs down. She's bold, smart, and fiercely independent. A law student chasing her dreams with her chin held high and fire in her spine. But there's one thing she hates more than anything else: Josh Chen, her best friend's brother. The insufferable cocky no-ito who's been a thorn in her side since day one. He's too perfect to smug and too eager to point out every flaw she has. They can't be in the same room without arguing. Their friends know it. They know it. And deep down they both love the fight more than they'll ever admit. Josh Chen is a doctor, charming, brilliant, and annoyingly disciplined. He's also the guy who gets under Jules' skin for fun. Her sarcasm only fuels his ego, and her presence is like a shot of adrenaline to his otherwise orderly life. On the surface, he's the golden boy. But inside, there's more to him than charm and confidence. There's pain he's buried, trauma he hasn't healed, and anger that only seems to rise around Jules. He tells himself he hates her, that her laugh annoys him, that her confidence is arrogance. But every time they clash, it feels like a spark waiting to catch fire, when an unexpected situation forces them to spend more time together. And even worse, live together temporarily. Their long-running war explodes into something neither of them sees coming. The insults turn into tension. The tension becomes touch. And the hate, it turns into something a lot messier and a lot more addictive. They decide to scratch the itch. No strings, no emotions, just passion, a physical arrangement to burn off the frustration. But in a romance like this, feelings aren't far behind. And soon their rules start to unravel. Ana Huang expertly builds this enemies with benefits setup into a slow unraveling of two people who were never as different as they thought. Jules has spent her life building walls to protect herself. Growing up with a chaotic past and too many letdowns, she doesn't believe in fairy tales or happily ever afters. Josh hides behind his perfection. He's the brother who's always had to be strong, the one who buried his vulnerability beneath a layer of control, but together they push each other in ways no one else can. Jules makes Josh question the safe life he's built. Josh makes Jules want to believe that maybe she's worthy of more than just temporary affection. As they cross lines and explore their attraction, things grow deeper than either of them expect. They try to keep things physical, but hearts don't follow rules. Jules starts to see the cracks in Josh's armor. The way he carries guilt for things he couldn't control. The way he protects everyone but lets no one protect him. Josh sees past Jules' sharp tongue and flirtatious front to the woman who's terrified of being abandoned, who's been left too many times to trust anyone with her heart. Their journey is filled with tension, banter, and some of the scenes Ana Huang has ever written. But what makes Twisted Hate so compelling isn't just the spice. It's the emotional layering beneath every moment. Jules and Josh are broken in different ways, but their broken edges fit together in a way that's hard to ignore. Their relationship forces them to confront parts of themselves they've long buried. For Jules, it's the idea that she doesn't have to be alone to be strong. For Josh, it's that vulnerability isn't weakness. Of course, it's not all smooth. There are secrets, mistakes, emotional landmines. Jules' past isn't something she can leave behind easily. When it resurfaces, it threatens everything she's building with. Josh, trust becomes the battlefield. Josh struggles with jealousy, with control, with fear of losing Jules just when he realizes how much she means to him. Jules runs when things get too real, too close to intimate. She's terrified of needing someone because every time she's needed someone in the past, they've let her down. But love doesn't care about your past. It demands you face your fears. And when Josh finally lets go of the control he's clung to so tightly, he realizes that loving Jules isn't a detour in his life. It's the destination. He doesn't want perfect anymore. He wants real. He wants messy, chaotic, beautiful Jules and all the trouble she brings. And Jules sees in Josh not the annoying golden boy she once hated, but a man who sees every part of her, the light, the dark, the jagged pieces, and chooses her anyway. Their romance takes a turn when everything crashes down. Lies are revealed, boundaries are broken, trust is shattered. Jules walks away, not because she doesn't love him, but because she doesn't know how to let someone love her back. Josh hits rock bottom. He realizes that having everything, the career, the looks, the respect, means nothing without the woman who makes him feel alive. He doesn't chase her with flowers or grand speeches. He shows up with honesty, with vulnerability, with the truth that no matter how they started, they were never really enemies. They were just two people scared of what love might cost. The ending of Twisted Hate is satisfying in all the best ways. It's not a fairy tale, it's not easy, but it's real. Jules learns to let herself be seen, to let herself be loved. and Josh learns that being strong doesn't mean being silent. Together they find a love that was born out of fire and friction, and forged into something lasting, something worth the pain, something worth the risk. Ana Huang's writing is addictive, sharp, and emotionally charged. She doesn't just write romance, she writes people. Messy, complicated, beautiful people who hurt each other, heal each other, and fall for each other in the most unexpected ways. Twisted Hate is book 3 in the Twisted series, but it stands strong on its own. It delivers everything: witty banter, sizzling chemistry, real emotional stakes, and an unforgettable love story that will keep you hooked until the last word. If you love enemies to lovers, if you crave slow burn tension that explodes into passion, if you want a romance where the characters grow as much as they love, Twisted Hate is your next must-listen. Jules and Josh are the kind of couple you'll root for, yell at, cry with, and never